Hi.
Bienvenue, Madame Sue.
Hi, welcome back.
Today's conversation 8.
Today we're going to talk about the Paris Catacombs. So,
I forgot, wait up. It's Les Catacombs de Paris.
So, if you don't know what they are,
we're going to get into it, right?
Yeah, we're going to get into it. They are located in Paris.
Yes,
the city
Paris,
of love, right? Or the city?
Yeah. Paris, France, right?
The city of love. So, Eileen's going to get into what they are. We heard about it a while. I did a while, like when I was a kid. I heard about this, and it always intrigued me. But I wasn't like.
I didn't know.
I forgot about it till recently. Like I ran across something, and then I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I remember that.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't know anything about it until you mentioned it. I didn't even know.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, not that long ago. I didn't even know they existed at all. So, we kind of did a little bit of research. Maybe not enough, but
we did
for the time being,
the most we could.
Yeah, the most we could.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know what they are, we're gonna get into it. What are they? Some long corridors underneath Paris that run for miles and miles. So they're very labyrinth-like, right? So it's kind of easy to get lost because it's just big, really big. And what happens there is that they hold the remains of 6 million people. And I don't know if it's a European term, but they call it quarries.
Yeah, I think it is. But so they basically look like long, like cave, like not like caves,
like tunnels or
yeah, what? like tunnels, underground tunnels. That's what they look like, and they're dark. Yeah, there's no light. I don't know about the oxygen levels. I mean, people seem to go all the time, so
yeah. And I haven't heard anything about like oxygen levels or anything.
But they do, like she said, they do hold
more
bodies,
than 6 million.
Well, remains.
Yes, remains. So, little history. They started in late 18th century when they found that there was like major public health concerns going on with these cemeteries. So that led them to the decision of transferring remains into an underground site, which happened to be this one. And so this underground site was already there since I think 15th century.
I think it was like a mining thing, right?
Yeah. And they were abandoned, right? Like abandoned quarries. So they thought that was like the perfect place to do this. And yeah, so like I said, they operated since 15th century. And it extended under the city for over approximately 800 hectares. So I don't know, maybe that's European term, I don't know, So
like hectáreas, like in Spanish?
Yeah.
But it's like, how many? It's like thousands of tunnels, right? Like thousands of miles?
Yeah. And at the time it was located outside the capital.
So what's the capital?
Well, Paris.
So Paris wasn't considered the capital?
No, yeah, it was, but I'm just saying like it was located like a little further out, like not necessarily close to the capital. And Charles Guillemot, I don't know, maybe that's how you say it. So he was the one who was in charge of rebuilding the mines and getting them ready for it to become this mass grave, that holds all these bodies. And first evacuations were made from 1785 to 1787, and it was concerning this cemetery called the Saints Innocents Cemetery, which is the largest cemetery in Paris. And from there, that's where they emptied out all these bones and remains from these tombs and graves. And they also had these houses too,
where they would put bodies.
Yeah, and they transported all these bones to the site at night because they wanted to avoid hostile reactions from like Parisian people, because you know what I mean, like
that would be the creepiest
that'd be really
thing.
weird. You see a bunch of bones being transferred, like
they're being dug up too, right?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine like I would be devastated if
be
that
like,
was my family.
Right? But I guess it was necessary for like public health concerns.
Yeah.
And so what the bones got dumped into these 2 quarry wells, and then they were distributed and piled
throughout the tunnels.
Yeah, they were piled into the galleries by the quarry workers. So I guess they're the ones who would pile them up and arrange them.
So let's say a crane would come and like dump the bodies.
I assume so, because I mean it's a lot of bones.
Yeah, and then like so they would have people working underneath and like spreading them out or putting them in places where they needed to be.
And if you look at it, I mean, you can tell that somebody arranged them. There's like
it's definitely arranged, but it's also some of the tunnels just have like them bunched in there, like they almost true. Like just left them there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean it was over 6 million, so that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a lot. And so in 1809, the catacombs were open to public. That was the first time that they let people come in. As
display or to like families?
Kind of, I would compare it to kind of like a museum.
Okay.
You know, where it was open for people to come, you know, take a look. And it's still open today. You know, maybe not necessarily this moment because of quarantine, but it is still open, and they do tours there. And the rates for an adult is 29 euros. Right, if you want to go and check it out, and it's an hour-long visit, and they limit it to 200 visitors. I think, I don't know, a day.
How
or something.
deep do the tours go?
Well, it said that it's 131 steps down and 112 steps to climb up. So I don't know.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
A lot of like, yeah, and so there's hundreds of miles of tunnels, right? Like it's just there's a lot that are abandoned, and some of them are filled up with water. And there's certain areas that are forbidden for people to enter.
Yeah, because and I not only I feel like not only is it forbidden, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah,
because you are miles underground.
Yeah,
and I mean not only is there like rats down there? There's bones where people can get hurt, but there's also other things that happen.
And I just where the information, you could find it on their website, and the website, like, it explains everything. You could purchase your tickets there, and it's literally called Les Catacombs de Paris. Like if you want to search it, like it's there, the page, and it'll like give you a little history about it, and
then you buy tickets there.
Yeah, you could buy your tickets, and then it kind of tells you what to expect, and also what to wear, things like that.
Oh, definitely, because you'll get dirty.
Yeah.
So some of the things that happened down there, because I wanted to get into that part, because it's more of like the clandestine part of it. Because there's, like she said, the professional tourist people that go, and there's only a certain area, but there's also most of the entrances have been shut off to people, so by the government. So they've closed everything down to prevent people from going down there.
Yeah.
But there is people that go. I guess people that kind of know the place very well, Parisians, right? And I don't remember what they call them. They have a name, the Cata something, and they go in there. But so what happens is they go down there, and they'll either do parties, like big parties, because they have sections. If you were to look it up online, they have different like rooms and sections where people can do different things. So they even have they're even building like a theater down there,
because there are like open space areas, right?
Like large open space areas, yeah. And then once you're standing in there, there's different ways that you can go. Yeah. And so they do have rooms, and some of those rooms people have transformed them into like I said, like a theater. Others it's just like they have a fire burning and they just sit around it. They throw parties. They also have what is the other part that they have? They have people do rituals down there. Yeah. Which is the creepiest. Yeah. Because it's like there's remains, so
that just makes it creepier.
It makes it more creepier, yeah. And sometimes there's even people that will be down there to try to like steal things or like steal your stuff. Like if you're not that new, if you're new there and you're not experienced, and they find you down there, then they'll take your stuff, or like vandalism, things like that. So it's pretty interesting. I personally don't know if I would. I mean, it's interesting to me. I would want to see it, but I don't know if I necessarily would want to go in too deep because of the claustrophobia part of it.
Yeah, I think I would just do like the little tour.
Yeah, the professional tour.
Yeah, the professional tour, and then like leave. But I don't know about like.
But what if you're down there and there's an earthquake?
Oh heck no!
I think about that stuff.
That's true. That's true.
And you get anxiety. But yeah. So there's still like you can go online like on YouTube and find people that go in there, and there's people that have gotten lost and people that have even died down there. So
yeah,
it's dangerous for sure.
But they kind of do art, right?
They do art. Yeah, they like tagging.
Yeah, but also with like bones.
Oh yeah, they arrange bones. There was a chair that somebody built. Like it almost looked like a throne built out of human bones. And I don't know how to feel about that.
I know. Because like I wouldn't be cool with that if that was like
yeah, and then people sit on it. Like these are people that died.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it was fake it would be cool.
Yeah,
but it's real
like
human
real,
bones. Yeah, like, and so, but they also build like walls. Like they'll arrange the skulls and the bones, and it looks surreal. Like,
yeah. But they like the way they, like I said, you can look at it on the page, and it
they have
like
the pictures.
Yeah, they have pictures of how they've arranged them, like I don't know, like kind of like in a cylinder formation. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool.
And I think they have this section too that I saw where they put up a chandelier, like a really pretty chandelier. Oh. And they just sit there and like smoke and like hang out and talk.
Dang.
Yeah. But it's all tagged up down there. Like if you go, if you see the videos, there's like writing everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, but there's also the writing from the original, I guess, was it the guy, what was his name? Guillermo guy?
Yeah. Charles?
Yeah. I think they also have like the actual original writing of what each section was. So they divided everything by sections, and they would have the year of when that crypt was built, and then they would add like his initial. So they also have like different sections. I guess it outlines the city too, right? Like city streets underneath.
Yeah, and I think that helps people, get their way around there.
But it's still like scary because people can get lost, and people do get lost all the time.
For the fact that it's really long, and you don't know where you're going, what direction you're going.
Yeah, for sure. But I wanted to talk about a story that's how I got into it. I remember this story when I was a kid. I saw it on TV, and it was about a man's video or camera recorder that was found in the crypts or in the catacombs.
The quarries.
Yeah. So, and I guess it was found by somebody that was out there exploring. And when they recovered the video, I guess on the video you can see him, recording everything. And then he gets really deep into the catacombs to where you can see this really scary drawing of a person. Like I don't know, it's really weird. It just looks creepy, and it's like with its arms extended and his legs extended, but it's just like a silhouette. It's really weird. And so after that, in the video, it shows him being scared, and then he starts breathing really hard, and you can tell he starts to panic. And then at one point he stops, and then he's trying to catch his breath and kind of looking around, trying to figure out where he is. So you can tell, obviously he's lost. And he's really deep in the catacombs, and he's alone, and the only source of light he has is this camera. So I guess in the video, he just starts running, and then all of a sudden he just drops his camera, and you can see the camera drop, and then you can see his feet running, and you can hear it that he takes off, and he leaves his camera there until like the battery dies.
Yeah.
And so what's mysterious about this person is that they never found out who it was. They found his camera, but they couldn't figure out the person. They never found him. So till this day, he's still lost. And that was in the 1990s. So that was like years ago.
So, but that seems kind of scary that the deeper he would get in, he would get more creeped out.
Yeah, and he would see weird stuff too, like that painting, like it was really weird, and then he would see like rooms full of bones, and you can tell he was just panicked and scared. I don't know if something scared him, if he heard something, but the thing that caught my eye was, why would he drop his only source of light?
Yeah,
which was the camera.
You were really scared,
or unless something was chasing you.
Yeah, you heard something, and you saw something, and that led you to like run off.
Yeah. So I mean, you can look up the video. I think it's called Lost Footage, found in the Catacombs, something like that. And it's just weird. But I remember when I first saw it when I was younger, it like freaked me out. I was like, oh my god, what is that? That's a creepy place.
Yeah,
it's like a haunted, like a scary movie. It's what it is. That's what it looks like in there. And so if you like turn off your lights, it's pitch black. Like,
because there's no light there. There's no way light can go in, so it's dark at all times. So
and then it's always like eerily quiet too.
Ugh.
Unless you find like other explorers, then
Yeah. But, and if you're out there exploring, that's what you need to know, that you need to take like certain type of equipment, right?
Take your lights, batteries, food, water.
Yes.
But it's still creepy, and don't go alone.
Yeah, because
that's the number one thing. Yeah, or go with somebody that has experience.
Yeah, someone who knows. Yeah, because there was this other video that we saw, and it was about this guy who went. And he,
by himself.
Yeah, by himself, and he had the intention of.
And this was
there.
like a current, like.
Yeah, it was more recent.
Yeah, and he like taped it all, like his experience, and he was in there for hours.
Yeah, and he's like, my intention was only to be there for like an hour, max.
Yeah.
And he came out like 7 hours later.
But the only reason why he came out was because he encountered somebody in there.
Yeah, someone who helped him out. Like,
and he was like, "Oh, you just have to go that way and then that way, and just don't forget what I said."
Take a right, take a left, take a left.
And so he ended up getting out, but he was in there for hours lost.
Yeah, and he came out and he's like, I wasn't expecting to be in there for that long. Yeah. So you can get lost there for sure, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, he was lucky enough to find someone to help him. Yeah. So why did we want to get into this? Because we recently saw a movie, As Above, So Below. I think it was like a movie from 2014.
I don't even know the year.
And it's about that, right? It's about the
catacombs, yeah. But it's more of like a sci-fi.
Yeah, it's more like thriller type thing.
National Treasure type.
Yeah, like you mix National Treasure with like
the catacombs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we just recently saw it, and we're like, since it's fresh on our minds, let's do it on this, Yeah. So that movie, if you haven't seen it, would you recommend?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The only thing for me, I get dizzy.
Oh yeah,
I get the motion sickness with the moving cameras.
Yeah, because it's
like somebody's carrying a camera and recording the whole thing. It's like a documentary type.
Yeah. So,
but it's definitely interesting.
So it's about this woman, right?
Yeah,
who's got 3 PhDs. And she's 30, right?
Yeah, and she's She wants to explore. She wants to find a majestic rock that heals people.
Yeah, right. Because her dad went, right?
Yeah,
and
her dad was an explorer, and then he committed suicide, and she never really talked to him about how he felt, and so she was wanting to figure out.
And she was trying to find truth, right?
Yeah. So she was trying to figure out where her dad left off.
Yeah, and if there was truth to whatever he thought he was going to find.
Yeah.
So it's basically about that, and basically about her finding a group of people who are kind of familiar with the catacombs and know their way around, and having them help her find this healing rock that she's looking for. So they do spend a lot of time under there, right?
Yeah. And like a whole day?
Yeah, and they keep getting in deeper and deeper and deeper. Right? I mean, should we spoil it? Yeah. So she ends up finding this healing rock, right? But it's crazy because it messes with your head, right?
It like plays mind tricks on you.
So that's what happens there. So you know, they start seeing things that they're just like, no, this can't be real. And they kind of feel like they're going in circles, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and tragedy, like things that have happened in their life kind of come to life.
Yeah, it's pretty tragic. And then so yeah, the way I guess it has to do with magic too, right?
Yeah,
it has to kind of do with magic, the way like she would describe it. And they do end up
escaping.
Yeah, getting out of
Yeah, some of them don't make it out.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
But she had to figure out a way, and the only way was putting back what she had gotten.
Yeah.
Right?
It was still interesting though.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
I think people should watch it if they're definitely interested in the catacombs.
Yeah. But do not attempt
to go on your own, or I don't know. I don't think I would go in there.
No.
Even with explorers, like people that know, like that's still kind of...
Yeah, because then like think about it, like it's a tight space, and then like you don't know how you're gonna get out, you know?
Yeah, it's just, so it's like, I don't know.
It's creepy.
It's just too much.
Yeah, it is too much.
So what do you think? What do you think about it? What do you think is happening? What are your theories? Do you think it's haunted?
I think it is. If there's people there who do rituals, you know, like crazy things,
yeah,
like, I'm pretty sure it's haunted.
People who invoke evil spirits or the dead,
because that's kind of what the movie had in it too, right? That there was people doing some type of chants under there.
Yeah, they would do chants, like
some type of rituals, and I'm like,
but,
that probably does happen.
But also, not only that, I mean, these bodies were definitely disturbed from their resting piece, or you know what I mean. So I feel like that would cause a stir of stuff too. Because, like it would definitely.
If there's no peace between these souls.
Yeah, and then people are constantly going down there and messing with stuff and touching, and you know,
so they don't feel at peace at all. Yeah. Like it's not really like a resting place for them.
Yeah, and then also not only that, the people that get lost down there.
Yeah.
You know, and people die in there, like because they can't find their way out. Like that's another reason why
it would be haunted for sure. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's haunted, and for both reasons, you know?
Yeah.
For what people do down there.
Yeah, I think I definitely, like, and then the chair.
Yeah.
And the stuff people built with the bones, like, it's kind of disrespectful too. Yeah. I mean, I think that there has to be some
respect,
form of respect for the dead.
Yeah.
Right? And so I feel like it gets, I don't know, it's a shady area. But still, I think no matter what, no matter who it is, people need to be laid to rest.
Yeah.
You know? And then also just, people get lost, man, the panic.
Yeah.
And then like the claustrophobia in there, like your mind starts playing games on you, right? Like, so I think people might also just panic and get freaked out.
Yeah. I know. I'm just thinking about the movie, how like she was looking for this treasure, and I'm like, I don't think there's no treasure there.
No, I don't think there's treasure. I mean,
I'm like, I don't think like, you know, that'd be a reason to go explore because you're over here trying to find a treasure.
No, I think people just do it. People that actually go down there, I think they just try to go to see who could get the furthest. Yeah, I think that's
they're trying to break a record.
Yeah, like, oh, I went the deepest out of everybody, you know, or to see what they find in the deepest, darkest places.
But do you think that there is something to be found in the deepest of darkest?
More bodies. I mean, I don't think necessarily it would be a treasure, but
no, I'm not seeing a treasure. Like something like weird,
like people buried things down there.
Because
there was a story too. I remember about a monk that went down there because I guess on top they had their, what is it called, their little area where they chill, you know,
where they meditated.
Yeah, and so underneath they would hide liquor or something, like liquor, alcohol. I don't know. So one of them went down there at the catacombs because they would, you know, it's like a basement.
Yeah.
Kind of. So they would just hide their stuff down there, and then so he went down there to go get some bottles, and then when he never came back out.
Wow.
He disappeared. And that was, I think it's happened twice. It happened to somebody else. I don't remember the story of that one. but they never found them. Or I think they might have. Maybe they did find them, but but there was no cause of death, I think.
Yeah.
It was weird. I remember like a little story like that, but I mean, maybe it could be under people's homes and people can hide stuff down there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of possibilities. Because all the buildings are above.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it could be submerged too,
because there's water there sometimes, right?
Yeah. People go surfing in there. People go just to like hang out like in their surfboards. I've seen videos of that. Yeah. So it's weird.
Because to be clear, there's that area that's big where, you know, you can do these things, right? Like have these theaters and all that. But then there's deeper areas that are more tight. And you really need to squeeze in, to fit in and
ropes and everything. You need to have everything.
So they're like tighter areas. Those are the deeper areas.
Somebody's car?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all we have for you guys today. If you guys have heard of the catacombs or you've been there,
yeah, that's cool to know. I would
definitely want to know. If you guys have any other things you would like for us to go over or
any suggestions,
that would be
appreciated.
Yes. Appreciated. But we do have like a list going of stuff that we're interested in, so hopefully we'll get more into that. If you guys would want more Spanish ones, let us know. And I hope you find this video interesting, and please subscribe and like it. And we will see you next week, hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.